This is what entrepreneurship can do for you. I remember when I didn't have the time or money to do this. I am about to fly to New York City after a long day of work. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and we're gonna spend the next 24 hours doing meetings, going all over, doing maybe a couple fun things. But I remember a time when this was not possible. You couldn't actually leave work early enough to get across the country because we had to fly commercially, and there would be no flights to be able to take us to where we're trying to go. So today we are able to fly privately, but I wanna walk through what a day like this looks like, because I never got this type of insight from somebody that I looked up to or somebody who I wanted to emulate. And I didn't even know this was possible outside of small conversations I would have with successful people at a dinner. So here's some insight into what's actually possible and the most rewarding parts of being a successful business owner. So before we get to New York, there are things that have to get done. And whenever I think about going on a trip, I still to this day get a little bit of anxiety about all the things that I'm not doing. So I always use the plane to be productive. It is not sleep time, it's not movie time, it's not like mess around time. It is how do you get things done. So that can look like emails, that can look like projects and decks and books and all of that stuff. But today it looks like we're doing a one-on-one with the amazing Kaylee. What better time besides now to actually go through and think through more strategy, be able to connect more, like really kind of unpack things that you might not be able to unpack in a traditional one-on-one. So we're gonna dive into this one-on-one now that we finished our salads. And if you want a tried and true one-on-one process, one that I use with every one of my team members across hundreds of team members, just find me on Instagram at the Natalie Dawson and DM me one-on-one, and I'll send my form over right away. It is 2:06. We just landed in New York, a little bit tired. I believe the wake up call is at 7 to start doing makeup at 7:15 in order to make tomorrow go really great. I don't know, I'm a little tired. Are you a little tired?
Oh,
I think that's a yes. There's a little communication lag going on, but we're here and I'm excited. And how many days do I get to have like this? So there's no point in complaining. It's okay to be tired for one day. It's not gonna kill me, but we're just making it through.
Officially made it to the hotel at 2:40. It's cool now. I always used to want to know what it was like to stay here, and it's cool. It is. You always know if it's a baccarat light because there's always a red crystal.
You
Always.
always know when it's 3 in the morning too, because I'm down here.
He is tired. Fun fact, more baccarat crystal. There's always the red dot. You want to see the red dot? I know you want to see the red dot. See it right there? That's how you know. That is how you know. Okay, let's check in.
One thing about me, I don't care what time it is, what condition I am, how tired I am always taking off my makeup. And right now I'm in a sleepy condition, but also I forgot my eye makeup remover. I don't care. I'd use dish soap before I went to bed without washing my face off. And this is a habit that I developed when I was in my very early 20s, where I was like, I'm gonna be the type of woman who washes her face every night before she goes to bed. I'm not gonna be somebody who goes to bed with a makeup face, all clogged pores. Like, nope, that's not gonna be me. So every night I wash my face. Doesn't matter what's happening, doesn't matter how tired I am. I wash my freaking face. And if my eyes get a little red because I get freaking hand soap in them, I don't care, because I'd rather be the person that does something like wash my face every night for over a decade than be the type of person that's just so tired or who makes up excuses for why they can't do something that they actually identify is something important to them. So we're struggling here a little bit with the makeup tonight. Don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway because it's the right thing to do. I got all of an hour and a half of sleep last night because I got toe cramps.
I already texted Alex. He said news travels fast.
and Brandon has news, but I had toe cramps that got me to maybe 2 hours max of sleep. But makeup artist is here, so it's time to get ready. In true New York fashion. I'm a little late. I'm already a little late. That's okay. Ready. Use the fit. I'm excited for today. I think I clocked 2 hours of sleep last night, and I've always come from the Pacific Coast to the East Coast because I've always lived on the Pacific Coast. So whenever I come to New York, I'm always tired. But as soon as I get in the city and I start seeing these buildings that I've seen in movies, or we're driving by Central Park right now, it just reinvigorates me. There's no amount of sleep that I need in order to feel like my dreams could come true. And so I get to go to this lunch right now that I'm looking forward to with some freaking badass women, and hopefully get a cappuccino very soon.
We're going to Starbucks, ladies and gentlemen, because this is who I am. This is why we go into Starbucks, because we learn new things about business and how to make business better. How many times have you been in a Starbucks where you don't know where your order is in priority of everybody else's order because it's busy? Look at what they have now. They have received my order. So now I have to go up and be like, should you guys have my order? Where's my order? I already know. It's received. They're not working on it yet. Doesn't make me real happy. It shouldn't stay received very long. But I could actually see this, and it makes a better customer experience. I love going into actual businesses to see how they're doing business better, especially a business like Starbucks, because they have to innovate, they have to get better. I think this is pretty cool. So I'm feeling good about my Starbucks order right now. Now I'm just excited to actually have my Starbucks order, which, in case you were wondering, is a venti skinny vanilla latte. But because it's in the afternoon, we're going with grande today. We can't get crazy. We are officially headed down to Nasdaq for an interview. Mild panic because I am getting my last name officially changed. We are going from a Workman to a Dawson. I've been married for enough years now. We're gonna make it. So my last name needs to get changed. Just kidding, in case you're my husband who sees that. The reason I've not changed it is because technically I'm a Mexican resident as well. So it's like a whole big process. But I'm getting my name changed. I just about peed my pants thinking that I didn't have my ID. I have an expired ID. So hopefully they let us in. Now, this might not be my normal day, but I still use the same decision-making process that I use in any other day when I am deciding where I spend my time. So just today, I'm in a conversation that could really help me in this next version of what I'm building, what I'm planning, and I'm networking. But I also have this interview on the other side of town in the financial district, and I'm gonna be late for the interview. But do I stay in the conversation or do I be late? Because both of them seem like good opportunities, but which one actually further aligns my goals? Well, it's actually being in a networking conversation because I'm learning. There's an opportunity to collaborate. There's a potential friend that I could make out of the conversation that I'm in. The interview might not get me to where I'm trying to go. In fact, I know the interview isn't going to get me to where I want to go. But what does the interview provide? It provides exposure. Being in the financial district at the same time as launching a private equity group is interesting to me because I always know that when I get close to where my goals are, they happen faster. So being in one of the finance capitals of the world and not going to the financial district and not being at the New York Stock Exchange seemed like the wrong thing to do as well. So I decided that I was going to stay in the networking conversation. But today I got lucky because the interview could get pushed back so I could stay in the conversation and still make the interview happen. So we're on our way to that now. We're going to be just a smidge late, but I am so good with that because wrap the conversation and now still get to have this experience of going down to the New York Stock Exchange, doing an interview, being in that environment, being in that atmosphere, getting closer to one day being able to ring that bell myself and really just experiencing all of that and taking that in, that it's not where I'm at right now, but it is the picture of where I want to go.
This is why you always show up. Just did the interview, got an invitation to have dinner with the mayor tonight. Casual dinner with the mayor. Always say yes, because you never know what can happen. You never know what opportunities exist. You show up, you be professional, you represent yourself really well, you believe in yourself, so you're not nervous and weird, and people trust you, and you build relationships and create whole networks, all because you decided to show up. So I feel really good about that. I remembered as we were pulling into the New York Stock Exchange that TikTok trend that I decided to recreate, which says, how hard can it be? Boys do it. And so we recorded a little TikTok. You might want to go check that out because it was pretty cute. But like, seriously though, how hard can it be? Boys do it. And there's a bunch of dudes around. Listen, I love dudes. Dudes are awesome. Dudes are smart, but women are just as smart, just as capable, and we oftentimes just don't think that we're allowed to be in those spaces. So it's cool to be able to be with other women in those spaces, having conversations that 50 years ago women could not be having. Now we get to go to our clinic to go and review what the brand is in New York. I haven't seen this clinic before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then I have a special appointment at Hermès. I might get offered something. I don't want to get my hopes up. I've in borderline not wanting to put this in the vlog, because if I get my hopes up and talk about it and then it doesn't happen, it's a bummer. But we're going to an Hermès appointment and we might be getting a bag. We'll see. And then there's a bunch of other fun stuff. So let's keep rolling. We got stuff to do. It's 3 o'clock and we're barely halfway done with all the things we got to get done. Difficult decision number 2 of today. Didn't want to make this decision. And honestly, I don't know that I feel great about it, but I made it anyway. I wanted to stop by our clinic. My husband is at our clinic. There's a bunch of interviews going on, and I've never seen our clinic in New York and just wanted to be able to understand how it works. I was going to be there for at least 20 minutes before popping to this appointment, but with traffic and how late the last thing ended up going, I'm now having to skip the clinic. But I have been waiting for this appointment that I'm about to go to at Hermès for 10 years. I have never done an appointment at Hermès. I'm not actually an Hermès shopper. All of the Hermès bags that I've bought have always been from a gift from my husband, and he buys them for me through this amazing platform called Privé Porter. So they're always secondhand, but always new. So we end up paying twice as much as we need to, but we've never wanted to play the Hermès game. But I've always dreamed of what it would be like to be in New York City, maybe with a glass of champagne, and actually get offered a quota bag. Okay, this has been a goal of mine since I heard a Birkin talked about on Sex and the City from Samantha back 20 plus years ago. And then I learned more about what this process is. So I actually have an appointment, and I'm on my way to said appointment right now. And it has nothing to do with me needing another bag. I don't need another bag. It is so symbolic though for me, because this is what I always imagined doing on my 30th birthday, being able to be the type of woman who can buy this type of bag and who has created a life that she's so proud of that would allow her to make a decision like this. And again, I don't even know if I'm going to get offered a bag, but I do have an appointment in a store in New York, and this is a mock-up in reality that I've had for at least a decade. So I'm not going to the clinic. I'm missing out on that 20 minutes. I think I can try to squeeze it in at some other point. I don't feel great about it, but this is something that I've wanted to do forever, and I don't want to be late to that either. So we're just gonna live with the decision, and I know at the end of the day it's not gonna be the worst thing. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited, but I'm gonna be cool. But I'm freaking out, but I'm gonna be cool.
What a day. It is now time to have a romantic dinner with my husband because we want to connect on all the things. I barely got to see him all day, and this has just been an incredible experience for a whirlwind 24 hours, but it reminds me that everything is possible, and I hope this is possible for you too, because once upon a time, not very long ago, I didn't think this was possible for me, and I just feel all sorts of grateful. So if you want to learn how you can create your dream life, check out this next video, and don't forget to subscribe.